So I'm just recording. So traditionally we have been told many things. So we need to just we need to re-strategize things. That will be the purpose of this meeting. So so I'll be going through some standard policies that I follow, and I advise people this year or next year. So you can add to that because examination is basically when it comes to the case of exams, what happens is that we have a goal. When we come when it comes to the case of examinations, we have a goal. In traditional schools, our goal is only to score top grades. Study for that particular term to learn something. And they give up the term. If you are in class 10, after your goal is not to learn something because whatever you learn and finally when the final exam comes, it's nowhere in prepare for the entire syllabus. So whenever you are learning for class 10 or class 12 degree or we will give model exam, or whenever you are giving an exam, huge your strategy, your main goal is just to score. So it makes us capable only for that particular learning is not going to help my point anywhere. Makes us capable. The grade that you score strategy that we follow admission makes us capable only for writing that graduation or any. So if you are giving class 10 board exam, so our mission, so that is our goal. So we have for we'll have to set the goals right. And again, goal is only to score top grades. So whenever we are giving the exam, our only goal is to and again when after 2 months, and our mission will be to write, will be to build the right again smart strategies, restart from the timely. We have to again restart. So we have to build a strategy. So that's what happens. Our own strategy. Again and again, when you are giving I tell you don't have a strategy which other trainers, but you are just trying strategy with your teachers or you are ending up in trouble and you are having are not your exams. So this is not actually. You want to be successful on a lifelong. You have got the right strategy giving competitive exams. You need not go for any model of coaching. Progressing in your career. You will have to build. You need not strategies to preparation. Your own strategy. You have got the right strategy. So everywhere you have got the right your career progression. Also, you will set the goals right. So it is going to help us. So I was with protocol. So you are going to be. I faced exam each and every quarter. Learning is not ending up with class. And if you clear 2 exams in a year, you will be given. It's not going to end. And appraisal. So traditionally, we have been told you will be rejected the appraisal even if when you perform really well in your work, so in your daily activities. So there is a kind of exam that is going to happen anywhere. So it is not going to end with class 10. It's not going to end with class 12. It's going to be a lifelong thing. So you'll have to build your own strategy. So our mission will be to build our own exam strategies, our own strategies to clear the competitive exams. Am I clear? Am I clear on this point?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you'll have to set the goals right and you'll have to set the mission also. So now we'll have to, in order to tackle the exam, you'll have to know 2 things. Only 2 things, nothing more. You should not be aware about your portions. You should not be aware about what is going to be the curriculum for that or nothing like that. You should be aware only about 2 things. One is you should be well aware about what kind of exams you are giving. So if you are giving class 10 board exams, you need to be clear about what kind of questions they used to ask. And what is the kind of marking schema it's there in the class 10 exams. And what are the qualifications, like what kind of marks people used to score. So if some people used to score 100 out of 100, right? So full marks. So what happens is that you need to know about that exam. But in some other exams, say, for example, if you are giving UPSC exams, like civil service exams, people don't score full marks, right? So even if you get 70% or 80%, you are among the topper. So you need to know about that exam. You need to know about the history of that exams and the kind of people who have cleared that exam. So if you are giving an exam, you need to know what is the maximum threshold you can reach. So you should not limit yourself within your school. Majority of the time what happens is that your competition is always limited to your school. So your school, the topper may be scoring 94% and you may be scoring 93%. So your aim will only be to achieve 94%. But your aim should be to score 100%. If you are giving class 10 examination, there are some students who are scoring 100 marks. Am I right? Have you heard about such people?
Yeah, I have.
Yes. So your aim should be always to score that marks. Your aim should not be limited to your school. So if you know about class 12 examinations, there will be students who score 100% of mark in class 11 and class 12 also. So when you compare with students in your school, what happens? There will be students who will be scoring 96 marks, 96% of the marks to be the topper, and you may be the second person or the third person. So you will always like to surpass or get in a competition with that person only. So you will always limit yourself to that 96%. So that shouldn't happen. You should always look at the history of those kind of exams that you are going to give and what is the kind of marks people used to score. And the next thing is you need to know the marking schema. Majority of the time what happens is that people give the exam without knowing the marking schema. So what happens? Even if it is for a 5-mark question, actually you need to, if it is CBSE exam, there is a marking schema in their website. So have you seen the marking schema in CBSE websites? Have you ever seen that marking schema?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you need to visit the CBSE examination portal if you are giving CBSE examinations. So for NEOs also, similarly for NEOs also, there will be some similar kind of marking schemas. So if you know the marking schema, it is clearly given that if you are giving the maths examinations, if you write each and every step, there is a mark. And if you are giving English examinations also, for 5-mark question, actually you need to write only 5 points. You need not elaborate like your teachers say. Usually I have heard like in schools teachers always say that if you write 2 full pages, you will get 3 marks or 5 marks. It's not right. If you write 5 bulleted points, you are going to get the marks. So the marking schema really maps to the teacher evaluation. So it is this marking schema is actually given to the teachers in the evaluation center. So if you know the marking schema, you are going to achieve 2 things. One is that you are going to score marks, and other thing is that you are going to save time. Majority of the time what happens, that 3 hours that you get for the exam is not sufficient for you, right? Each and every time you won't get time for time for revising the steps that you have written. And majority of the time people end up asking for 5 more minutes, right? They won't give that. So, but if you are smart enough and if you know the marking schema, what you can do, you can always set the time limits and you can complete the board exam in 2 hours. And you can get a time of 30 minutes to evaluate this. You will get a time of 30 to 45 minutes to evaluate. You will get ample time to read the question paper, full question paper. But if you don't know what is the marking schema and if you end up writing everything in the paper, you won't get time. You got my point? Am I clear on this point?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so these are the 2 things that you need to know. That is, you need to know about the exam. You need to know about the history of the exam, the kind of marks people score. And also we need to know about the marking schema. What kind of schema, if you write answer in this particular fashion, you are going to score marks. So that will help you to save time and also to score marks. Okay, so we are going to face a problem. So what is the problem in front of us? So if there is a problem statement, we'll have to come up with a solution, right? So that is the first step in building a strategy. Or this is a business model. Okay, so I always relate everything to a business model. So this is like you'll have to, the problem statement is something like you will have to be lifelong learners. So whatever somebody has told you are all lies, because your learning never ends with class 10 board examination. Your learning never ends with class 12 board examination or something like that. You have to be lifelong learners. So till you die, you'll have to learn. So even if you are in a career, as I have already told, you'll have to learn. You'll have to learn each and every year. You'll have to improvise each and every month to get a career progression. You'll have to be a smart learner to do that. So what is the solution for that? The only solution is to build your own strategies. Don't copy any other strategies. You will have to build your own strategies for learning. You will have to build your own strategies for examinations. So these 2 points should be clear. Like the problem statement is that we'll have to be lifelong learners. So we need to find a solution. We'll have to find an easy solution, easy and smart solution, right? So we'll have to build our own learning strategies. So you should have smart learning strategies wherein you need to spend less time. Okay, you need not spend the whole day learning something, because as I told you, will have to be lifelong learners. In a lifelong learning, you can't spend a day for learning on a daily basis, right? So if it is class 10 board examination, it's fine. If it is like, if everything ends with the class 10 board examination or class 12 board examination, that's fine. But here, that's not the case. What is happening? You'll have to learn day by day, right? So you should have a smart learning strategy. So you need to devise that. That smart learning strategies should be designed by us. Okay, so the first thing is to set the goal. So the first thing, if you want to achieve a result, what is the first thing that we need to do? We'll have to set the goals right. Okay, so am I clear on this point? So you should set the goals right. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in order to set the goals right, you need to know what is the kind of mark sheet that is available for that particular board exam. So have you ever seen the class 10 mark sheet or class 12 mark sheet or the mark sheet of the exams that you are going to give? Have you ever seen that mark sheet prior to examinations?
No, not yet.
So if you just Google, you will find that. Okay. So you need to know what is the kind of mark sheet that is provided. So you can know like what is the because from schools they may have already told that you get 75 marks or 80 marks for your theory paper and 20 marks for the practical. But you need to know how the mark sheet is set, and you will have to create your own mark sheet. So if your target is to score 100 out of 100, and you know that history, there is a history that people score 100 out of 100 for board examinations, you should always set a mark list at the start of the year. You should not see the mark list first time after giving the examination. You should set a sample mark sheet at your home. So have you ever prepared such a mark sheet? Have you ever prepared a target mark sheet?
No, sir.
Okay, so you should set that. That is the first thing that you'll have to do, because this will set a goal for us. Because you know what kind of marks you need to achieve for physics. What is the kind of marks that you need to achieve for mathematics. So you have a goal. So if you have a goal, you will break it down. You will break it down to smaller goals. You will break it down to daily goals, and you will break it down to weekly and monthly goals. And finally, you will be able to achieve that. So this will be the final goal. And this mark sheet should be placed in 2 or 3 places where you visit frequently. So if you are a person who looks at the mirror every day, so if you are a person who is a person who watch TV maybe on a daily basis, place a mark list on top of the behind the TV screen. Okay, on top of the place where you can see that. And another mark sheet you need to place in front of the mirror. Okay, so if you are placing the mark sheet in 2 or 3 places where you frequently visit and where you frequently spend the time, this is going to remind you about your goal. So are you ready for this? Will you prepare a mark sheet today?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
So this will help you to set the goals right. So even if you come to know that there are people who scores 100 out of 100, and your present mark, currently you are scoring only 90. Currently you are in your school you are scoring only 90. You can set a goal of scoring 100 marks. So once you start seeing this one again and again, your entire mind and your entire body will work towards that, right? Because each and every day you are seeing a goal. Okay, so this is not to create any tension. This is to release the tension. Okay, because you are setting a goal, higher goal, and now your entire work methodologies and entire schedules will be actually rescheduled in such a way that you can score marks, because everything. So if say for example exercising, if you want to build muscles, you will have to do exercise, right? So on a daily basis, if you continue with the exercise, that is not going to be painful after a week, right? So it becomes a routine and it becomes so easier for you, right? So there is a saying in Malayalam what to say, Nityabhyasi Ane Chumukum. There is some saying like that, right? So if you keep on practicing, it is going to be very easy. So nothing is going to be impossible. So according to my advice, you should always set the mark list as a target mark list of scoring 100 marks. So will you set that? So are you ready to set that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
yes.
create a mark list and place in 3 or 4 places that you frequently see on a daily basis. Okay. So wherever you see, because everyone at your home also should know that this is your target. Okay. So that they also will be prepared to help you out. Okay. So everyone will help you out. So as Paulo Coelho said, if you want to achieve some dreams, the entire universe conspires for that, right? Entire universe conspires and stand with you to achieve that goal. Okay, so this is the first thing. You will have to know what is the kind of mark list that is there for the CBSE board exams or the state board exams or the NIOS examination. So this is the first step. So you'll have to create a mark list. So that is setting a goal for us. So here I am setting the mark list in Notion. So Notion is a platform wherein you can set everything in an online platform. So I'll introduce to that also, because that will be much more helpful. But if you create a physical mark list, that is going to be much more beneficial. Okay. And the next one is subject matter expertise. So if you want to give an examination, you know, like what kind of exams is going to happen and what are the topics for the exams. You know it very early, right? So right now you might have got the textbooks for class 10 or class 12, right? You have got all the textbooks, right? Have you got all the text? Huh?
Yes, yes, we have. I have.
Okay. Okay. So what happens is that when you get the textbooks, your mindset is in such a way that you want the teacher to teach you, right? Majority of the students are like that. I don't know whether you are on the opposite side, but majority of the students are like this. Like if the teacher teaches you chapter 1, you are ready for that. If the teacher teaches you chapter 2, you are ready for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Until and unless the teacher teaches you, you won't look into it. So are you in that? Yeah. Are you in that category?
I was
Hello?
in that category till 9th. Then I started to learn
Okay.
by myself.
Okay, fine. So that's great. Okay, so that you should be a self learner. So in order to score high in examinations, you should be a self learner. So in order to build the subject matter expertise, what you need to do? It's very easy. You will have to just go through the index of your entire textbook. So whenever you get a textbook, believe me, whatever textbook you get at your school is just it just takes 1 month for you to learn the entire step in the textbook. It's so simple. So whatever textbook is there for class 10 or whatever textbook is there for class 12, it's just a 1 month of rigorous practice or 1 month of conscious practice will give you the entire know-how of the textbook or the entire know-how of that particular topic. It won't take you more than 1 month. So everyone who is, even if you are a slow learner or a fast learner or a medium-paced learner, everyone can acquire this knowledge, know-how of the textbook in less than 1 month. The only thing is that first, when you get the textbook, you will have to go through the index and understand the topics which is already there. So if you come to know about some particular topic, say for example in English you have some topic like politics. I'm not relating to the exact topic, but if you come to know about it in the index, you know that there is a particular chapter which you already know. You can keep it in this understood category. So you should categorize the entire syllabus into 3 categories. One is understood category, one is least understood, and the third one is not understandable. Okay. So the one which is under the understood category, you can always keep it there so that this will build a lot of confidence. So once you know something, you are a bit confident, right? You feel a bit confident, right? So am I right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Once you know something, you will feel a lot of confidence. So here we are trying to build confidence. So exam is all about building confidence. If you have got the right confidence, if you have got the right strategy, and you are cool enough, it will help you to score a lot of marks. But if you are so tensed, and if you try to learn something at the end of before entering the classroom, believe me, you will forget everything. If you are a person who is going to refer to the textbook just before entering the classroom, but just before entering the examination room, exam hall, you are going to forget everything. But if you are a person who is so relaxed that you watch a film just the day before the examination, maybe the night before the examination time, and in the morning you take a bath, you go as a fresh person to the hall without any tension, because you know everything, right? So if you are a person like that, believe me, you are going to score high. Okay, so you should be such a person. You should be prepared to take an examination at any point of time, and that will make you a great learner also. So though at the beginning of the session, I told you that the only aim will be to score grades. If you are a good learner who try to understand everything prior to the teacher teaches you, and not for the examination's sake, and you try to understand everything earlier, what happens? You become a good learner also. You become a learner who can learn better and who can score good marks. So you should always categorize your subject into 3 different categories. One is understood. And believe me, when you go through the index and just run through the pages, different pages, what happens? You will find that 70 to 80% of the topic are in the understood category. 70 to 80% of the topics will be in the understood category. So, and there will be only 20 or 30% which will be left behind. And if you revise it once more, you will be able to understand that, because whatever topics feel tough for you will be much more easier once you start practicing, or once you start reading it one or two times again. So again, it will become, so after 2 or 3 reading, what happens? It will come into 90% of the topics will come into the understood category. And the one which you are not able to understand, you can refer to some YouTube videos or some easy tutorials. So always search for easy and simple methods to understand some tough topics. So whenever you search Google or YouTube, always try to search for easy and simple. Use these 2 keywords, easy method to learn or simple way to learn trigonometry, or simple way to learn quadratic equations or something like that. So that will help you to be a good learner. Did you get this point?
Yes, sir. I did.
Yes, sir.
Did you? Should I repeat it?
No, no.
No.
Okay, understood, right. So if you want to be a good learner, you will have to categorize. So you need to know, you need to categorize the different topics in the that particular year. So if you are in class 10, it will take only 1 month. Okay, so be confident enough and just go through the topics in a, don't just start reading from line by line. Just try to understand the index, just try to understand the important highlighted points, and just go through entire textbook once. So that will take only one or 2 weeks, and that will help you to build a confidence that you know 70 to 80% of the topic, because those are all theory. 70 to 80% of the contents in class 10 and class 12 are theory parts only. So you can just have an understanding, and you can give much more weightages to the topics that you don't know. Okay, so you'll always have to take a flip the classroom approach. So flip the classroom approach is an approach wherein you learn the topic and go and sit in the classroom, wherein you can ask smarter questions to the teacher rather than trying to understand the topic from the classroom. You will be smart enough to understand this topic, and you will be smart enough to ask more questions to the teacher. So this will be the smartest way to learn. Be a learner who learns and go to the classroom. Did you get the concept of flip the classroom? So we are flipping the concept of learning. Did you get what is flip the classroom?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is that students go to the classroom and learn, right? So instead of that, we learn at our own, using our own strategies, and we go to the classroom just for asking questions, just for clarifying some doubts, or just for sharing our information that we have. Okay, so at this point, don't be in an arrogant mode. Okay, so at times what happens is that if you know some topics which the teacher is going to take, people used to show some kind of arrogance, right? That should not happen. You should be polite. You should be polite enough that you give the opportunity for the teacher to take the class, because other students in the classroom may not be following this strategy. So give the teacher all the room to take the class. Engage in a way that you support the teacher so that the other students also understand the topic in a much better way. Okay, and this is the key thing when it comes to examination. It's all about practice, because practice is about you'll have to practice the sample question paper. So usually what happens is that students practice only during the model examination. So till then, for the term 1 examination, you will have, say for example, you will have 30% of the topic. So you will give exams only for that 30%. And for the next terminal examinations, what happens? You will have the next 30%. But you will try to solve the entire question paper only after the model examinations, right? That's what happens, right? So you'll try to answer the entire question paper only by February or March. That's what usually happens, right? Hello?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so now this is like you are completing your entire topics by June or July. Okay, now according to our strategy, you are going to complete the entire topics by June or July. Because that's going to start this practice, you are going to understand that. So from August onwards, you are going to answer the full set of question papers. No matter whether your school is advising for terminal examinations like with 30% of the topic, you will be starting practices with the entire question paper because you have got August, you have got September, October, March, November, and December with you. So you can download the question paper from online sources because there are sample question papers in the board websites, and you can also get sample question papers from outside. So once you start practicing 5 or 6 question papers, you will be in a situation wherein you know the 100% of the questions that are going to come for the exam, because all the examinations patterns are in such a way that they repeat once in 5 years. So each and every question repeats once in 5 years, unless and until the topics are changed, because the changes usually don't happen. Only the omissions happened. New kind of topics doesn't come much. Okay, only 1 or 2 chapters get revised. So once you start answering the question papers, what happens? You build much more confidence. So once you start answering the full set of question papers starting from August, you are in a better position. Does it sounds fine? Does it sounds good?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so is it possible? What do you think? Can you start answering the entire set of question paper by August?
Yep, I think if I start learning now, I will be able to.
Yes, you will be able to,
Maybe
because
by
confidently
September.
I am saying, yeah,
Maybe by
fine.
September.
August or September. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but this is what you should not wait till February or March. Should not wait till December end to give the model examinations, because your model examinations start very early, because that's your strategy to start. Okay, so once you start early, what happens? You get familiarized with the question paper pattern. You can download the marking schema from the website, and you can evaluate. You can do self-evaluation. Okay, so evaluation part, you can either do self-evaluation. You can ask your parents to evaluate, or your siblings to evaluate. Okay, you can do 3 things. One is self-evaluation. You can also ask your parents or siblings to evaluate, wherein you will understand where you are missing. Once you start giving the entire examination, you will be able to understand where you are missing. Now you have got ample time to correct, right? So if you are going to give the model examinations by February, you don't have much time. You have to give the boards by March end, right? Or March first week or second week. So once you start giving the model examination for the entire set of question paper by August or September, what is going to happen? You are going to get a time to correct. Okay, so always go with some 5 years of sample question papers, and always compare it with the marking schema, and always set a timer. And each and every time, you know that for board examinations you get 3 hours, right? So you need to set a timer and achieve a goal of completing the entire examination within 2 hours. Within 2 hours time, try to complete the entire examination. Take some time to read the entire question paper. Take some time to read the answers that you have written. Take some time to make everything in a neatly position. Okay, so if you are sharing a neat answer sheet, somebody who is going to evaluate is going to get impressed with the way that you have answered. So you should be clear about the timing also. You should clear the timings also, and you should set the timing in such a way that you can complete the board examinations in 2 hours time. Is it possible? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, for me in 10th grade, I did try to do my math problems faster so I can get time to check it again.
Okay, so how much time it took for you to complete the examination?
So for us, it was 2.5 hours only. I completed the examination in 2 hours, and I checked my paper for 50 minutes and half an hour.
Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So always try to achieve a buffer time of 1 hour. Okay. So once you get the question paper, you get a time of 10 to 15 minutes to go through the entire question set. You get a time to relax and write the answers. And if you know the marking schema, you will get the time, because the marking schema is all about how you get the marks for the points you write. Okay, so the marking schema is clear, because majority of the time what happens is that the teachers at your school don't know the marking schema of boards. Okay, so if you write down the points, you are going to score the marks. If you are going to draw neat pictures or neat diagrams, you are going to get marks. You are going to score marks. If your answer sheet is in a neatly positioned, you are going to score marks. So you should be clear about the timings. And by the end of September or October, you should always try to achieve, maybe October or September or October or November, you should be able to achieve a timeline of keeping 1 hour buffer in your examination. So this is simply possible, because this examination is set for 2.5 hours or 3 hours only for the slow learners. For a fast learner or somebody who knows the topic can easily understand and answer this and get more time. Okay. And another one is result analysis. So you have got a target mark list, right? So you started with something like this. You set a goal like this, right? You have got a target mark list. Now you need to know how to analyze your score with the scores that you got after doing the sample questions. So here it's about result analysis. So you have got a target mark list, mark sheet, and you know what marks you scored. Okay, so there is a difference. There is a difference of 3 marks or 4 marks or 10 marks. So what you need to do? You need to try to fill that gap. So the next time you are giving the next question paper, you need to try filling the gap and make an analysis sheet. So this will give you much more confidence, because each and every time you are going to improve, right? So once you start improving, your mind, you have got the mindset to improve, and your mind itself will speak to your body that everything is fine. Okay, so you are trying to achieve something extraordinary from like by setting a real time goal, by analyzing it in a proper way, and understanding the statistics, understanding like what is where you are falling behind and where you are able to improve. So this will make you a lifelong learner. This will make you a strategist. So the strategies will help you to achieve good scores. So did you get this point? Analysis, result analysis point?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to analyze. So after, once you are giving the full set of questions, once you are getting the full set of question paper and you are trying to answer by September, so each and every time make an analysis sheet wherein you can compare with your target mark list and the marks you score. So at every point of time, don't be tense, because you have got ample time. Okay, so you have got time to correct. You are not you are not like you are not in a hurry. You can relax and prepare for the examinations. And the same pattern. So this is not only for the board examination. You can repeat the same pattern of learning for entrance test also, because entrance test is also in a similar way. They have got a set of question paper wherein you should be you should be someone who should be fast at answering the question papers, right? So say for example, if for board examinations, if you write 5 points, if you write 5 steps, you are going to score 5 marks. But for entrance examinations, the steps doesn't matter. It's your tactics, right? It's your your strategies to find the answers fast. That will help you out. So when you are going to prepare for some entrance examinations also, you can prepare in parallel, because you have got ample time. You are not waiting for the 2 years to complete the +2, the senior secondary, or the last 1 year to complete the class 10 board examination, because you have got ample time to learn, because you know that you can learn everything so fast. So you can always prepare for the entrance examinations in parallel. And there also you'll have to build your own strategies. And the same will help you in civil service examinations also, because that examination is entirely different from the pattern that you have already addressed. But if you are having your own strategies for giving examinations, whether it be civil service examinations, whether it be entrance tests, whether it be any competitive examinations or any other scholarships test, believe me, you are going to score, because you have got your own strategies. never depend on any institutions, never depend on any coaching centers, never depend on any any schools or any teachers for your strategies, because you are going to be a lifelong learner. You want to be a lifelong learner. So if you repeat these steps, if you build a strategy of clearing everything early as possible, if you set up a plan for setting some realistic goals and achieving that, believe me, you are going to be the number one, not only in your institution, but in that particular examination. So if you have gone through the interview of the civil service topper in the state for this year, she was saying that she was a self-learner. She never went behind any of the coaching centers, right? So that is a strategy that you need to build. Have you got any doubts at this point?